these birds will be able to get the correct nutrients in their diets. For the kienyeji as well, the ratios are available and you'll be able to share. For the chick mash, the kienyeji growers, and recently we have introduced the kienyeji finisher mash. This can be shared with any of our technical teams whom you're able to reach out for these formulations. Now, for the people who are breeding, because we know there are people who are breeding birds for the eggs to hatch into chicks, there's a specific formulation that you need to use, and especially if you do have parent stock, and it's called the breeder. And this is because the eggs that you anticipate to have, they're going to be hatching eggs. So then there's a special formulation for such farmers. So then that brings me to the end of this presentation. I hope there's some farmers who have asked some questions. So then I'm going to give this opportunity to any questions. So Patrick, if you're able to help me out on the question session time, or Irene, if you're able to read the questions, we'll be able to try and attempt these questions. To you, Irene.
Raphael has raised his hand. Probably you can give him a chance to ask.
Raphael, to you. Unmute.
Okay, thank you very much for organizing this meeting, because we have a couple of farmers here who, other than myself, will have a question to ask. Now, I'll quickly go. I actually have a couple of questions. It's not one. So I don't know how we're going to do it. Do I ask all of them, or do I ask one by one, and then you answer them as we go?
Yeah, so then please do, because we have only 7 minutes remaining. Carry on with the questions.
Okay. Now, the first one, maybe could you just give us a general idea of the potential savings a farmer will make between mixing down feeds using the mineral concentrate and probably buying the already packaged commercial feeds? That's the first one. Then the second one, I'm made to understand that there is a similar product concentrate that has been manufactured in Zimbabwe, okay? And for that particular product, the only thing you need to add is maize. That's all. Everything else has been added. So, like in your case, whereby I think you said you need to add maize bran, wheat bran oil, and I think I saw somewhere, is it lime? This one from Zimbabwe, I'm made to understand everything is there. The only thing that you need to add is maize. Of course, there's a ratio on how that mixing is done. So I'm not sure whether you are aware of anything like that. And if that is the case, are you considering probably improving the product to that level? Okay, just probably to eliminate the mixing errors, to eliminate further mixing errors that farmers normally do have. Okay, that's then my third question is, can you probably share a catalog of the cost of these concentrates?
Thank you for the questions, Raphael.
Yes.
So then if I may start with the first one, is that first of all, the mixing ratios depend with the species. And as I clearly indicated, we are mixing based on the lowest cost possible for you. So then that's why even you choose the option of lowering your costs using, mixing yourselves at the farm. For you to be able to do that, you need to combine maize and the byproducts. Yeah. So then for any formulation that has maize only, I can tell you is going to be very expensive. You can actually formulate for you just using maize. Yeah. But in terms of the costing, is not going to make sense. So that's why in livestock feed, you combine the use of maize and its byproducts. To answer the question about why you are mixing for yourself, it's because there are farmers, for instance, who are able to easily access maize. They have a plantation of maize, so then maize, for instance, is easily available, accessible to them. There are farmers as well, the raw materials, the byproducts as well, accessible to them. So then that's why they go into on-farm mixing. The benefits in terms of the savings from a commercially prepared feed to that of on mixing comes in terms of the cost of your raw materials. So then if the cost of your raw materials are fairly okay, so then of course you mix for yourself. If you're not able to get the raw materials at a good price, then that's possibly not going to be your direction. I hope I have answered you that. In terms of the prices for the concentrates, kindly reach out to any of our Unga Farm Care team. We'll be able to share the prices with you based on your location. Um, I'm going to go to the question chat function just to answer some few questions. Um, Vitalis is asking, the effect of particle size is critical. At what stage of growth is this managed? So then the particle size of a bird starts from the time it's a day old chick. So, and there are standards in terms of the particle size from when that bird is a day old up until when you slaughter if it's for meat, or up until when it starts producing eggs if it's for egg production. So then the control of the particle size is critical from the day old chick. I hope that suffices, Vitalis, in terms of to answer that question. Then again, Mwakulomba asks for the Kenbro chicks. Kenbro chicks, these are the improved traditional chicken. Are there crumbles or is just the mash? So then for the Kenbro chicks, currently as Unga Farm Care, we have the mash diet. So we don't have currently the crumbles for the chicks. So currently we're just having the mash diet. James Ngodo is saying, kindly share your second last slide. So then I believe this is in terms of formulation. James Ngodo, just reach out to any of the Unga Farm Care team. They'll be able to share all this formulation with you. I don't know, Irene, if you're able to see more questions, you can help me out on this.
Yes, Dan. I think James is also asking for your contacts. So probably you can type in your email address and maybe your contact so that they can reach you. Stephen is asking why is that there is no pellets for layers bud? Why? I hope you've understood the question, Dan.
Okay, yeah. So then Stephen is asking why is that there are no pellets for layer buds?
Yeah.
Now, depending, okay, for the layer buds, I think you mean for layer buds in production, right? So then these are buds that is laying eggs, yeah? So then there's what we call feed completion time. So then when you feed layers with pellets, they are going to eat a lot fast, and then they are going to stay for a longer time without feeding, making them to be able to start having funny behaviors like pecking and all this. So it is usually recommended for the layers in production to be fed on mash so that they can have a lot of time when they are feeding. However, when they are chicks, you can have an option of whether giving them a crumble or a mash diet. To you, Irene.
Thanks, Dan. I think well answered. So Mwakuloba is asking, so what is the preferred type of feed for the Kenbro?
Please use, if you do want to mix for yourself, you can have the formulations for the concentrates. If you do want to buy our commercial feed, we have the Fugo Kienyeji range for the chicks, for the grower, and for the layers. So then just visit any agrovet near you, you'll be able to get the Fugo Kienyeji range.
Okay, to the next one. A very good presentation. Kindly now that you have recorded the presentation. We'll appreciate if you share with us, please. Wambua is requesting.